What's going on, everyone? So today is the bounce back game for the Lakers. This game is so important for the Lakers. Obviously, every game is important. They need to win as many games as possible. But to me, this is very important because it is the first game after a loss after our big win streak, right? Like I said, I am fine with the loss against the Indiana Pacers. It's a game that I had personally slated, talked heavily about it, that I thought that they were going to lose that game. They lost that game. I'm okay with it as long as they wash their hands and move on, right? As long as they are able to bounce right back, get this W against the Brooklyn Nets. But I'm excited because I believe that the Lakers are aware and do see, right? Post-game, LeBron had this interview where they asked him, oh, you're playing your next two road games against teams under 500. And he said, Brooklyn beat us last time. We can't have that mindset. We have to go out and get this W. I love that about LeBron, right? No. The team needs to be focused. We don't need to have this conversation, they're bad teams, we should be able to beat them. No, it should be, hey, this game is a game 7 of the NBA Finals. Let's go out and get this W. I love that. We need that win. This game, though, however, has several kind of storylines around it, which are very interesting. One, right, Spencer Dinwiddie's revenge game. Hopefully, and here's my thing, hopefully, Darvin Ham allows Spencer Dinwiddie to actually play and be aggressive. If you are ever going to let Spencer Dinwiddie just go off, this is the game to do it. Put the ball in his hands and let him torch the Nets, right? Because, look, there was all this narrative, even before he ended up getting bought out, right? The reason he got bought out is because the relationship in Brooklyn was done. It was tarnished. And there were even reports even recently that the Nets basically hindered Spencer Dinwiddie, that the Nets basically said no pick and roll, no isolation, which that's what he's best at, right? You give him one-on-one on an island, he's going to beat the guy off the dribble, get to the basket, score a bucket. Or he's going to, operate, set the pick, boom, pick and roll action. Basically everything that he's best at, the Nets basically said, again, assuming the reports are true, all said, hey, Spencer Dinwiddie, the reason he was so bad with Brooklyn this year is because the Nets basically said he couldn't do anything. And all the things he's good at, can't do, right? Your job is just to bring up the ball and give it to Mikal Bridges and give it to Cam Johnson and all the other guys, right? And that relationship was tarnished. There was talks about, little jabs back and forth. This is a moment for Spencer Dinwiddie. This is a moment that Spencer Dinwiddie hopefully goes in and busts these folks up. That would be beautiful. Another narrative that is kind of interesting and exciting to see is the Brooklyn Nets point guard now is Dennis Schroder. So Dennis Schroder, was a Laker last season, right? He ends up going to Toronto, ends up getting traded and goes to the Brooklyn Nets. But more than anything, outside of hey, Dennis Schroder gets to take on his old team, D'Lo and Schroder. That is going to be a competition. Those two guys are going to go after it. For those that don't know, to briefly fill you in, D'Lo had an article that came out that basically talked about his just struggles last season and how he didn't really have a relationship with Darvin Ham. And one of the key reasons he didn't have a relationship with Darvin Ham was Dennis Schroder's relationship with Darvin Ham. That basically D'Lo was kind of the odd man out. There was no communication. Things were rough. They struggled. But he wrote it out and tried the best of his ability. Well, Dennis Schroder responded and basically called him a little kid and said he's immature and all that stuff. So you have two narratives now for the Lakers, and Spencer Dinwiddie and D'Angelo Russell, who both, in the same breath, are also former Nets who played together on the Brooklyn Nets. You can't make this stuff up. You can't write this stuff. Now, hopefully it plays out like that. Hopefully the Lakers come to back up D'Lo, to back up Spencer, and they just run through these folks. You're on the road. LeBron's right. The Brooklyn Nets, they beat us last time, and they beat us pretty handily. So we need to come out with that urgency. Again, I love that we pulled off the Milwaukee Bucks win, right? That was a game that I had slated as a loss. The 2 out of the 3 games that I had slated as losses were the Milwaukee Bucks, the Indiana Pacers, and then one of that back-to-back with the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Just tough back-to-back against 2 very good teams. They're both fighting for seeding and stuff. you're probably going to drop one of them. I would love if they win both, right? Just like the Lakers proved me wrong in the Milwaukee Bucks game. Beautiful. I will gladly be wrong about stuff like that. But you need to use that and capitalize as like, okay, if we were going to lose 3 games or whatever, now we're only going to lose the 2 or the 1, right? Like, that's my hope. My hope is that, because if you lose another game that you're supposed, like let's say you lose to Brooklyn today, then the Milwaukee Bucks game means nothing. You just basically balance that out, right? You got the game, you got the win against the team that you should have beat, but you lost to the team that you should have, right? Like, we cannot have that balance act, right? We have to keep applying pressure on the teams in front of us, keep winning. I know it's unfortunate. I know people are disappointed that the Lakers didn't pull off the win the last game, especially with the Kings and the Suns both losing, because that would have given us a full game on both those teams. Would have put us, like, I think half a game behind the Sacramento Kings and like a full game behind the Phoenix Suns. But look, nothing we can do about it, right? The Lakers are going to lose games. It happens. Just like Phoenix, just like Sacramento, they're going to lose games. They're going to lose more games the rest of the way, right? The Lakers just need to win basically 2 more than they do. All right, so if they win, let's call it 5 games, you have to win 7, right? In the next 8 games, right? You have to win 7, they win 5, right? So we have to basically stay 2 games ahead of Sacramento and the Phoenix Suns. We have to get there. Sacramento, we do not have the tiebreakers on. That hurts, because if we lose, or let's say we both win outright, right? We finish with the same record, well then guess what? They get the nod. Where if Phoenix, we finish with the same record, boom, we get the nod. So the Lakers are in good shape. The Lakers do have a real opportunity to go and pull out a win here, and try to keep pace with these teams. You go on this 3-game win streak. If we only lose 1 game on this road trip and it's the Indiana Pacers game, I will gladly take that. I would be thrilled. I had them going 4-2 on the 6-game win streak, on the 6-game road trip. But if they go 5-1, that's even better, right? Because now you get through this next 3-game stretch. You got your final 5 games, 3 of which are at home, right? It is tough. Again, you got that Minnesota and Cleveland game, but you win at least one of those. Your last 3 games are all very winnable games, one of which is against the Warriors, which you have to win, and then the New Orleans Pelicans, which would be another huge game that you should and have to win. And we'll see how that 4-5 matchup goes, right? Because the Pelicans and the Clippers are kind of battling it out for that 4-5. If the Pelicans basically have it locked up, they might just say, let's sit everybody. Just pack it up, call it a night, right? Because last thing they want is like Zion getting hurt or anybody getting hurt before they have to go play the Clippers in the playoffs, or say they're locked in as the 5th seed. Do they just say, hey, you know what, let's rest guys, let's make sure guys are fully healthy going into that matchup against the Clippers? The real questions, right? And we'll see how it goes. But we can't count on that. So we need to do our job. We need to go in and keep winning. Keep stressing. I am okay with that Pacers loss as long as you win today. And as long as you keep winning, right? Let's say you beat the Nets and then you lose to Toronto. Well, you're just trading wins and losses. We can't do that. We have to win these next 3 games. We have to, in my opinion. You win these next 3 games, you are in great shape. And at that point, the Lakers might already be in the 7th or 8th seed. So at that point, you're just managing. If we get through these next 3 games and we win these next 3, Lakers could be sitting very pretty. Lakers could already be in that position. And now they're just trying to, like I said, just manage and weather the storm the rest of the way. That's the hope. That's my hope. But we'll see. Time will tell. Anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel about the storylines and these revenge games and all that stuff? I think it's really entertaining and exciting. We'll see how it plays out, right? Got to get the W. But what do you think? Lakers win? Lakers lose? Do they tie for the first time ever in sports or basketball history? No, but in all seriousness, I appreciate you. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Lets me enjoy these types of videos. I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel. hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.